Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yuzril and welcome to the Tribble Timewarp. It is the 16th of May. There is less than a week left to go before release, and we're going to kick off, I think, with the Klingon tutorial, which has, of course, had a considerable revamp. So, let's go for Klingon, male, tactical, because after all we are a warrior. Let's see, what options do we have? Battle armor, shoulder pad armor. That actually doesn't look too bad. Must be awkward getting through tight doors with those pads though. Scarlet because, hey, who cares about subtlety? And the stealth armor, which is basically actually almost practical. Could get a bit nasty if somebody goes for your biceps though, but who cares? Alright. Various hairstyles as well. So let's just rock on. Random name and random shipment just to get things going. The IKS gang. The problem isn't starting that name, it's knowing when to stop. Alright, little bit of an issue here. Can we have a KDF icon here, please? I mean, Starfleet? Really? Ugh. Onwards! To battle! To glory! To the bridge, and it's the end of the night shift.
You are the second officer aboard a Klingon bird of prey, currently in charge of the Night Watch. You are in command of the ship, while Captain Jurlik and First Officer Duran are off duty. Your shift nears its end. Third Officer Lieutenant Kagan would like to have a word with you before you leave the bridge. People you can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction key, default F, to talk with them.
Okay, so let's go talk to this Lieutenant Kagan. I have to admit, this is a pretty good start. It's a nice reuse of the Bird of Prey map. And more to the point, you have the Burrell MSD at the side there, so there's no particular, hey, that's a heavy cruiser we're on.
To move, use the W, A, S, and D keys. To look around, hold down the right mouse button and move your mouse.
I can't help but think that that should be the first thing they flick up, because you can't get to Kagan without moving. However, they may just have assumed that if you hadn't done it in a certain time frame, then you needed introductions to, well, basic movement. Alright, talk to the Lieutenant, let's see what he's got to say.
We are nearing the end of the shift. I have logged the watch into the duty logs. I recommend improving them and the records of battle before Captain Jurlik arrives.
Very well, Lieutenant. We shall...
Sir, everything awaiting your approval is on the console to the right of the main view screen.
We shall valiantly do the shift's paperwork for the Empire.
You have completed a task by approving the duty logs. Return to your contact, Lieutenant Kagan.
I also have to wonder why it's the Federation issue computer voice that's being used for these, but...
The logs are updated and approved. I took it upon myself to make some adjustments to the standard disruptor target practice program on the holodeck. I think you'll enjoy the improvements.
does it mean they shoot back? Who cares? I look forward to it, Lieutenant. Kapla!
Captain on the bridge.
He's dead, isn't he?
Approach the captain and press F to interact with him.
Look, I see you kept my ship from blowing up during the night watch. Get to the racks as soon as you can. Your next shift starts in 6 hours. First Officer Duran and I will take it from here.
Transfer command. Excellent, he's in charge. Right, looks like we're going to go blow up some holodrones. Shame we can't have live ammunition or indeed live targets, but off we go. That all seems solid enough. Turbo lift to holodeck.
Your minimap shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the minimap if you are far away from your objective.
Okay, so that's nicely done. And we have a holodeck on a Burrell. These new designs. Honestly, the Empire's going soft, I tell you.
Move to the center of the room and then target and destroy
Okay, that's a nice use of the holodeck to simulate a larger environment in the game.
In combat, right-click on a target to fire your weapon.
It should well, I suppose it kind of makes sense. Come on. Really, it would be nice if they did do shooter mode straight away here. Okay, here's how you do it in shooter mode, here's how you do it in shooter mode. What have we got here? These look like... I don't know, could we just have had Starfleet officers as holograms instead of these weird Gorn thingies?
Certain actions are disabled. Once you drop out of combat, more detail about ground combat will become available.
Learn more about combat.
Targeting. Lesson 1 of 6. Targeting can be accomplished via the tab key, which targets the next primary attack. Lesson 2 of 6. Your primary attack defaults to the secondary attack. Lesson 3 of 6. Your secondary expose. Lesson 4 of 6. Many secondary exploit. Lesson 5 of 6. Many weapon flanking. Lesson 6 of 6. Targeting.
Okay, so we have basic combat theory there. Nice and simple. It would have been even nicer if they let us practice with a few more weapons, but I suppose they need to keep things moving. And you'd have a problem with people taking holographic weapons off the holodeck.
Shift key while moving.
Right, back into the turbo lift. How many decks has this mini attack ship got? 3, apparently. Right, so we have the crew quarters. Now, can we just take the... Yes, we can. Simple enough. And we could chat with the crewmen as well. Let's get some background. The excitement only happens on the day watch, and only in 49-minute bursts. Of course he does, he's a captain. We should go marauding. I'm sure we will. Yes, yes, yes. You two must have some fascinating conversations. This lot... Romulan ale. Well, I suppose the marauding has its benefits. Alright, so they're just random chatter. Let's go have a nap.
IKS Sigma. This is Captain Jurlek. We are ready to receive the transfer.
Captain Jurlek, this is Captain Khadgar of the IKS Sigma. We're beaming over the Federation prisoner now.
Prisoner received, Sigma.
Oops.
Battle stations! All crew battle stations!
Oh, we got caught napping, didn't we? Oops.
Sometimes missions specialized to your career class are available.
Indeed not. Get up! You're not even injured. On your feet, you worthless Norsecan. Only if they decide to board us. What about you? On your feet. You're worried about sleeping?
You're alive. This is First Officer Duran, and here's the situation. We took custody of a Federation prisoner from the IKS sector. Almost immediately after transport, a Starfleet cruiser showed up and attacked. We took some severe damage, but we were able to get our shields up before they could beam over. They've launched shuttles and have boarded the ship on the lower decks. Our security teams are tied up all over the ship, so I need your help securing the lower deck. Grab a rifle from the armory locker, and then make your way to the lower decks. I don't know how they were able to enter our shuttle bay, so check the bodies for anything that could give us a clue as to how they were able to board us. One or two of them might be carrying something useful.
Once you've equipped the rifle,
Congratulations, warrior.
Needless to say, like a feature of all good crew lockers in a Klingon ship, there are weapons easily to hand. Right.
On your rifle to
Oh, we come with a bat'leth as well. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, so let's go with
you can switch between
shotgun
by pressing Z.
and bat'leth. Because let's face it, this is how Klingon should be fighting. Right. To the turbo lifts and to the lower decks. Right. Starfleet just standing around as usual. Hi there, you've come to die. You're in the right place.
An item has dropped for you. Move towards the item and press F to loot it.
Encoded first measures. Yes, here's another one. Hi there. Right, these are falling over nice and easily. Let's have a little more fun with them. Charge! Stand still, you miserable little patashi. There we go. Really, they should give you a run-in on melee combat, given how vital it is to a Klingon. And how much fun it is. Really. Come on, Ensign. There we go. Round you come. Charge! It's actually an interesting point that the game gives you a bat'leth but doesn't instruct you on melee combat, and more to the point, I appear to have broken the... Yes, come on. Right, so it has to actually rely on you spotting the rifle. Okay, so... there we have a bug, because of course, unless you double-click the rifle... No, the game just isn't catching up. You have to manually close that, so... Broke that in an interesting fashion. Hi, guys. Come on. There we go. You can just quietly fall over. There we go. Right, so we've recovered a message. Let's see what we have. Decode Federation message. Please input message for decryption. Oh dear. Well, the captain's a traitor. He's going to die, isn't he?
Federation borders? My suspicions about our attack of the captain have been confirmed. I've been seeing signs of Jurlik's cowardice and incompetence for months now. But finally, this is the proof I need to challenge him. I see you are near the brig. I want you to talk to the Federation prisoner there. Find out why he is so valuable, and then report back directly to me. Kabla!
Okay. Oh, hi guys. Looks like we just arrived in firefight. And now there's no firefight. That's the problem with Starfleet. They break too easily. Although it has to be said, the locals are doing a perfectly good job of defending this place themselves. Now, who do we have? The Federation Oh, you.
Someone wants to talk. First off, this is Captain Jurlik's ship, correct? And if my hunch is correct, Jurlik allowed the Federation to land in an effort to rescue me, thereby saving his own hide in the process. It's my business to know things. Does First Officer Duran know of the Captain's betrayal? If she does, I expect she's already challenged and killed Captain Jurlik by now. Klingon chain of command. So predictable. Challenge the person above you to a duel to the death. And if you win, you get their rank and position.
Did Starfleet just beam in behind me? Bugger. Oh well.
To reach First Officer Duran, I regret to inform you that she has been relieved of her duties permanently. But I am glad it is you who called. You are my new First Officer. I suggest you make your way to the bridge and prepare to follow my orders.
You killed First Officer Duran!
I killed her. She insulted my honor with baseless accusations of treason and then attempted to take my ship through treachery.
The accusations were not unfounded. I learned of your betrayal myself.
Now it makes sense. As my new First Officer, I hope you are not as foolish as Duran was. Oh, do you want to join her in death?
Captain Jurlek killed First Officer Duran. That I did not foresee. Jurlek is a coward, and he was one we could easily remove. Duran should have been able to get the job done.
And now they've all disappeared in the background.
It's my business to
Weird.
know things. Captain Jurlek wants to trade me for his life. More of your crewmates will die in the process.
I thought the shields were up.
Let me tell you what
And
you
what
need to
did
do.
that Vulcan just try to kill Drake? Alright, today is a good day for someone to die, but
The Klingon Defense Force can challenge the officer above them in rank in a duel to the death. If they win, they earn the position that the challenge held, up to and including captain of the ship. The doors on the other side of the room will bring you to the Tribble lift, which you can then take to the bridge to challenge Captain Jurlek for command of the ship.
okay, so several points to cover here. First off, before we head for the turbulent. Number one, the pulse waves are still shooting off at weird angles every so often. Number two, it would be nice to see the players' lines spoken. I realise that this is going to be a ton of work for Cryptic. After all, they're going to have to do every single line about 8 times over for each gender and race combination. Or they could just go with, which was it? Oh yes, Old Republic, whereby they only covered one gender and one... Sorry, let me retry that. They ignored species, basically. So they did it once for males and once for females and kept their asset load down that way. I also have to note that if the shields are up, these guys should not be respawning. It rather interrupts the flow of a dramatic cutscene when you have a boarding party beam in and try to shoot the prisoner in the back, or in the chest, or you in the back, or generally any kind of shooting at all. However, let us get to the bridge. We have a challenge.
The direction of your objectives also appears on your compass.
That should really have been mentioned about 5 minutes ago. Here we are. We have one dead first officer, one dead bridge officer, and no witnesses. Excellent. Right, you miserable little tosser. You're going to die.
Weberon, are you fit to assume your new rank?
I just walked in here carrying a batleth. What do you think I'm going to do?
And I stand for the crew. I assume you mean kill the captain and take his place? Foolish child. You don't understand. The Federation is the enemy the Klingon Empire cannot defeat. We cannot conquer them. We should not try. We will. You think you can kill me?
Right. Well, that was short. Also, Duktag is misplaced. That needs to be tidied up.
Sir, I see you are Captain now. I am Klingon, son of Kerr. I now take my place as first officer. I serve the captain, but I stand for the crew. I will enter the change of command into the record of battle. Would you like me to address the crew?
Yes, of course.
Attention crew.
Hang on, phaser?
Captain Jurlek and First Officer Doran are dead. The former second officer is now in command of the ship by right of combat. I am now the first officer. The captain has ordered us to prepare the ship for combat. We're going after the Federation Targs who dared board our ship. Engines and shields are online, sir. I expect weapons soon. Our cloaking device may take a bit longer.
Kapla!
You are now in command of the ship by right of personal combat. The Federation ships that attacked are still in the area, and the IKS Sigma is likely to need assistance in dispatching them.
So, and if you hadn't already read it, you need to talk to Lieutenant Kagan. You should probably be Commander Kagan by now, but
Sir. Congratulations, warrior.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the footage because I can't remember if there was a command chair there or not. However, into space.
Captain, there's no sign of the Sigma on scanners. We don't know if the Feds destroyed her, but I suggest we not worry about that just yet. Engines and shields are operational, but we need iridium to facilitate immediate repairs to other systems, and our iridium stores were lost in the ambush. Fortunately, there are some asteroids in the vicinity that might have what we need.
Well then, let's get going.
Using E.
Kagan has joined your crew.
Different acoustics there all of a sudden. Alright, so just temporarily blitzes in that. And we can deal with it later. And he's automatically into a bridge officer station, which is handy.
Use W and S to move up or down. Use A and D to turn left or right.
Little timing problem there. I'm not sure whether it was because I already had it in full ahead before we just went for it, but...
This asteroid contains no iridium, but there is that nearby field that might prove better prospecting.
Full impulse tutorial
Use
in
your
3,
map or press
2,
M to see
1.
where your next objective is.
Well, that's handy enough. Let's...
I recommend using full impulse to reach the asteroid field.
Activate full impulse by clicking on the arrow. Deactivate full impulse by clicking on it again.
Interestingly, despite them saying that the cloaking device was offline, it's actually working by virtue of the fact that there. So that's a little bit of an abstraction.
Sir, I stopped the ship this time, but from now on you'll be responsible for controlling the speed of the ship.
So if we run into anything, it's my fault. Terrific. Luckily, there's no collision damage in this game.
Sir, calibrating the scanners for a better look.
Why didn't you just do that straight off? Ooh, shiny new scan effect. Interestingly, we're doing this while cloaked.
Contain iridium, Captain. Weapons are back online.
Press the spacebar to fire energy weapons.
Okay. Well, fair enough, I didn't have anything cloaked. Press the spacebar repeatedly to fire energy weapons. This would be an excellent moment to introduce automatic firing before a new player gives up courtesy of RSI. Also be a good moment to introduce...
We found some iridium.
An item has dropped dropped for you. Move towards the item and press F to loot it.
There we go. And just lock everything onto the map. Wait a sec, did that just snap the wings back up? Anyhow. Pop. There we go. Talk to First Officer.
I'm picking up a Starfleet distress signal. Seems that a frigate looking for us took a hit in a nearby asteroid field. They are disabled. Might I suggest we add to the record of battle by disposing of this Federation scum? Your order, sir.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it.
Thereby giving you maximum range. This would be a good moment to also introduce the cloaking device. Purely as a, hey, this is what this does, rather than just using it as a, there's a maximum range limit on weapons. Teacher, but off we go. Unshielded ships? That's a little odd. Never mind, they don't pop very satisfactorily. There we go. And again, the wings have snapped back up. I don't know what's broken with the animations there, because the Burrell used to have working wing animations. So whether it's a scenario thing, or whether this is just somehow rusted from disuse, I do not know. I still think they should have introduced the cloaking device closing in on that frigate, as perhaps we should sneak up and give them a surprise theory, but apparently not.
The science officer has determined that we are unable to find the SEGPA because the feds are jamming our sensors. Unfortunately for them, we have determined the location of the ships that are jamming us. My recommendation is that we destroy those ships so we can locate the SEGPA. It's going to be a tougher fight than what you've faced so far, but the crew is feeling up to the challenge. Your order, sir.
You can cloak.
Now we have the cloaking device.
You cannot cloak in combat, and you must decloak before you can attack. After decloaking, you receive a damage bonus for 5 seconds.
I have to note the irony that since we're using a Burrell... Oh, no, tell a lie. That is... Wait a minute. Cloak glance. Oh, of course. Either it's a tweak of the Burrell that it doesn't have a battle cloak, or it's simply a tutorial thing and we don't have a battle cloak. However, alright, so in this case, yes, it's true. Unlike the Romulan tutorials where you actually had a battle cloak and the game didn't realise it, this one it's just the standard cloak. A little bit of lag there. Unfortunate, but not really a game thing. And hard reverse. Would be a good idea to warn you about... Oh, right, there we go. Warning about ship explosions. Like so. Alright, so let's see if we can find the SEGPA again with the teleporting wings. Do.
Captain Kagnar of the IKS SEGPA. Where is Captain Jarlek? Finally, that miserable Topa had been a blight for far too long. Congratulations. May you bring glory to your ship and your house. Speaking of which, do you want to join our fight against this Federation Patak? My long-range comms are down, so I cannot notify High Command of the situation. Communications officer, make a report to command. Give them our coordinates and tell them the Segpa is in need of assistance.
There we go.
Activate high-yield torpedo by clicking on the icon or pressing Alt and 1.
Right. Now, I assume at this point you are meant
Increase the power of your next torpedo attack.
to answer this hail, but it's very tempting just to... Actually, where's that "we are being hailed," Captain? However, answer hail. Why not? It'll be amusing. He's dead. No, I don't think we are. Little problem with the scripting there, of course, because the KDF showed up ahead of schedule. However, wait for that shield to collapse. There we go. And then just roll away and keep hammering the same arc. Standard figure of 8 maneuver. Oh, and now would be a very good moment to pull off and get some distance.
Most missions can be turned in remotely. Click the icon next to the mission to report to the contact and turn in the mission.
We're going to stay here while repairs are underway. But you need to get that Federation prisoner to Kronos immediately. High Command is expecting him. You probably want to space him by now. I know I did, but that would be a career-ending move for you. Just get him to Kronos. Congratulations, warrior.
Hail the Kronos prison.
You're the one with my prisoner. Congratulations. We've captured him many times, but no one has ever actually gotten him as far as Kronos before he escaped. He's quite the prize. Beam down directly to the prison here in First City, and we'll make arrangements for the prisoner transfer. Kronos prison facility out.
Nice touch with the Gorn speech there, in that you can hear the translated speech, you can also hear the Gorn language in the background. That's not new. Free Space 2 did it with the Vasudans, but oh wow. It's a nice bit of attention to detail with some very non-Klingon languages. Right, let's get straight down to the prison then. And we're not actually... Oh, yes we are. Is this the Warriors' Hall? No, it isn't. It's the Kronos prison, so the map location needs to be updated. I.e. this little mini-map here, the zone name. Right, let's talk to the prison warden. Yeah, yes, I am ready to transport him. Yes, are you sure it's good? Of course I am, and I can't wait to be rid of him!
Incoming Federation prisoner. Prepare cell 31 for his arrival.
Oh, the irony. Why didn't they just beam him into the cell? We're off to the Warriors' Battleth Arena immediately. Okay, I'm not sure why. Interesting point of law here. Only the officer immediately below the captain can challenge him. Right, interesting rework of the old Klingon tutorial here, but I'm not entirely sure if this is necessary or even a good idea. However, there we go. Now, in the original tutorial, you had to do this 3 times. Right, so melee weapons having. Okay, so that's basically your melee. Okay, Battle combat. Yes, this should have been done. Right. Okay. I don't know what to make of this, honestly. It's the kind of thing that could have been done on board the ship while you were fighting the Federation boarding parties. And it does rather feel as though they've, having got you onto the ship, done the epic mission, challenged and killed your coward of a captain, vanquished the Federation, and then you're sent into the old tutorial missions. Ye gods. I'm not entirely sure I agree with this change of pace, I suppose is the best term. Alright, let's go talk to the Chancellor. And they've also given you a kit. Well, it resolves the problem I had with the first version of the Romulan tutorials, that they fed you the information too slowly. But I can't help but thinking they could have covered all of this on the ship. Particularly, they could have covered it in the holodeck or during the fight with the boarding parties. They didn't need to go through the motions here, even if it is. I suppose it's a nice recycle of the old Klingon tutorial. In addition, they also take you past the bridge officers.
Is where you can add or change the abilities of any of your current bridge officers.
Yes, this should really have been covered. Well, you're still picking up a crew at this stage, so it's a little early to cover that.
Objective locations can also be found on your compass, as well as your minimap.
I have heard much about Brokan. Ye gods, I'm not even a lieutenant and they're already starting the arse crawling. Alright, report to the Chancellor. Huh.
or press K to bring up your skill points menu.
Alright, learn to spend skill points. Okay, so that's that. So quickly
You
spend
can
said
spend
skill points.
to improve your space skills.
Boop. Boop. There we go. And that appears to be sagging straight into duties of command. Right, so yes, and it's actually gone straight into the duties of command mission, which is technically the first of the available episodes. So, what to make of this? Well, by and large, it's a distinct improvement over the old tutorials. It's also superior to the Romulan tutorial in that it gets you going very, very quickly. You might argue, I suppose, that the Klingon culture's far better known even in relatively non-Trekkie circles. And certainly having you murder your captain on his own bridge is very definitely an introduction to, hey, this isn't the Federation. We don't do things by paperwork here. How could it be improved? Well, I think my big niggle is that you could probably slice out the entire section with Belocha. Put the Bat'leth training onto the holodecks. They give you a Bat'leth as part of your starting inventory, so someone is going to start experimenting with it straight off, because hey, someone's going to open it to you as, hey, I have the stabby slashy thing. With that in mind, if you move the melee training onto the holodeck or the boarding party, then the player already knows what they're doing there, and Belocha becomes completely redundant. She's still got a purpose in the game, of course. You can use her as a melee training section, or just a, hey, I'm bored and I want to punch somebody in the face because I am Klingon. Hey, I'm just saying, it would be a good melee training, maybe as a daily, kill 3 people just for a quick bit of dilithium and to practice your skills. What else? That bug with the Burrell swing wings needs to be fixed. I honestly don't know if it's going to be a problem in terms of the wider game, or if it's just something that was done in that tutorial. But by and large, it's solid, it gets the plot going, and it's a definite improvement over the old First City Marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril. That has been the revamped Klingon tutorial, and I will see you next time. Kapla!